Hi guys, welcome back to the Funky Evolution Party. I'm Alice Green. So I've written a list, and I've decided that there's a lot going on, planetary, politically. Everything is literally gonna blow up. Obviously, I've got the popcorn and I'm sitting back and enjoying it. But it's essential that as collective consciousness that we learn to neutralize, harmonize, and transform energies rather than looking for positives and negatives, realizing that we need positive and negative charges in order for things to move. It's just basic science, batteries, all of that. So I don't know how I'd like to brand my forms of meditation. They are eclectic, evolutionary, also quite primitive and it's just basics, and understanding that no matter how much money you have, no matter what you think you own, all of this crazy social bullshit, basically, because it doesn't mean anything. Look, I love it. I love the color and the flair, and I'm a typical Libra. I love it. And if I bothered to go to a gym and do what everyone, I'd be like, I don't care. I'm not here to impress you. I am here to literally serve this planet and serve humanity as a whole. That's what our purpose is. It's not this individualized, crazy psychosis, basically. These meditations that I have been developing over a series of years have been what has saved me. I can guarantee you all, the shit that I've been through has been pretty hardcore. It's like level 10 training in I'm not unique. People experience domestic violence every day. People experience so much. I am quite lucky and fortunate to be in the position that I am. With nothing, with living on bananas, I'm still luckier than the person. And the more you humbleize yourself and realize that as long as you follow the path that's been as a collective consciousness, why do we want to hurt each other? What's revenge for? Great, you hurt me and that hurt. Do I really want to? No, I just want to clear that energy. We don't need it. It goes into a black hole of purification and unconditional love. And speaking of love, I'm loving this not comet that is doing some crazy shit upstairs. And part of these meditations is to connect into the collective consciousness. It's universal, it's intergalactic. It's not about you as this, what would you call it? Like, you are a speck of sand, not even a speck in this vast and never-ending universe. So 4.5 billion years of evolution running through your blood, and you're still like, let's inject myself, let's do, come on, get a grip on it. If you're going to do your time and you're going to do it wisely, think about meditation. If you don't believe in any of the spiritual stuff, speaking of which, I'm just talking about just the general way life is. Wanting to open up my whiskey, it's locked. So wanted to do my garden today and it's raining. You might think you have plans, but plans change, and it's about really being comfortable in your own skin. This might be a bit of a longer video than I normally do, but let's just say I'm making up for lost time. I'll also swing you around my garden, which is a very important form of meditation, of electromagnetic energy, of self-protection and preservation. You want to be beautiful? This is your competition. I'm never going to be able to compete with a sunflower. I can try, but it's, understanding your place, understanding the intelligence. Plants are just freaking phenomenal. I'm so scared of these things. You get it, understand it. You want to talk to me about diversity, get into reptiles, get into insects. We are boring, and our purpose is not to consume, and like, what is that? It's disgusting. What are you, like the lowest of low? Like evolution meant that we understood that it was a bit gross, and we changed, and we became civilized, and we became sophisticated. Not. So without further ado, 5 minutes of me ranting, but this is why this is so important. And I want everybody, if you are interested in really breaking the spell, go back to my very first videos. They are all a training program. They are designed for every single person on this planet to jump through those hoops in this circus. I'm still like swinging punches, but it's because of this that I am able to ground myself. I am able to push back on all the psychosis that gets thrown at me. I'm like, how the power of silence will allow other people to talk themselves into a fucking ditch, and understanding that this is not about positive energy and let's all be like hippie positive energy people. No, it's about understanding that if you're going to use good and like good twin, evil twin, do it for the right reasons, do it to serve and to help. So I'm a rogue bitch. I don't take it out on people I love, I take it out on the people that deserve it. I go up to the, the people that are like cutting all the trees down and charging commercial rates. I will get into London next in another video, but yeah, so let's start. Go through the basics of electromagnetics. Need you guys to get your minds into the right level here, because in these meditations that I've created, it really is like clarity, consciousness, awareness, being fully aware of everything. And this adds to this collective consciousness that we all feed into. And through that, the word magnetic, and I go back on my previous videos, it's actually magic with a net. So you might want to be a magician, start looking at the electromagnetics and harmonizing them, getting the electricity to flow rather than like, switch the power off, lights out everybody. So yeah, so the first one being is I go into this, I don't pretend, I literally, I close my eyes and I go into the core of the earth. I look at the P waves, and that's the primary waves, and that goes through all the solids. So I look at the mountains of the earth, I look at through all the solids in my body, the bones, the muscles, all the solid things, and they're the three, and that's my feet. And I literally three, and that's to stabilize and strengthen, really grounding like a tree with all the roots deep into the ground, and just like, and then you come up, here's the number 6, and you're harmonizing, neutralizing, synchronizing, and transforming that energy. So whatever energy it is, and it could be overwhelming, you're just harmonizing it, neutralizing it, synchronizing it, and then transforming it. I usually shoot, because of that, sorry, also, is the S wave, which is all the liquids and the gases. So I go in all the rivers of the earth and my veins, and all the blood pumping through, and the waters, and you can really, your body is a replication of this earth, your body is a replication of the universe. Your stomach has enough bacteria. It's the same. It's insanity. I can't believe how we know so much and people still choose to destroy themselves. It's insanity. Anyway, then we have the L wave, which goes on this surface. And again, I go onto the surface of the planet. And the L wave is the number 9, kind of creating like 2 triangles again, and going round into this ancient pattern of energy and feeding into the earth system. And that number 9 is love and liberation, because actually freedom comes from love. Freedom comes from not hating anymore, from not wanting anymore, not needing, just being content with what you have, and building and being creative, and tell you, like, I'll take you on tour. Again, this is going to be a very long video because I have a few meditations to go through. And so as we go into that 3, 6 and 9, I then start to go deeper into that, and I look at like clearing. So I then go 3, and you repeat this pattern of the 3, 6 and 9, but the first step is to clear it. You want to clear all that energy. And I'm like, so 3, stabilize and strengthen, clear, collective and intergalactic consciousness, universal, intergalactic collective consciousness with purification and unconditional love. And then 6, the same thing, to clear it. And then once you've done the pattern over 3 times, then you do the second one, which is to open. So you want to open up universal and intergalactic collective consciousness with purification and unconditional love. And then you want to breathe into it after you do these cycles. So first cycle, second cycle, third cycle, and then the fourth cycle. So once you breathe into it, sorry, because I normally go through this and it's all like and then of liberation. So we want to basically you go through and then you do the last one, and let's love and liberation, and you really just want to push everything into a black hole of purification and unconditional love. It's not needed. Everything comes from love. Even demons come from love. Why do they want revenge? What hurt them in the past? Let's start looking deeper into why we're feeling the way we are, and then how, instead of feeding savage, just untamed beasts, to understanding that actually as a civilized, evolved civilization, we can rise above these energies and start to like really build a solid foundation for the future. And I also, with that, 3, 6 and 9, I have a weather pattern meditation. So I was saying earlier, like with these, put it into a volcano. When you're feeling high pressure, low pressure systems, I like to pick a storm and you get into the eye of the storm, and then feed that storm your high pressure and low pressure systems. Feed the volcanoes. If you're feeling shaky, give it to an earthquake. Look at the fault lines of the earth. And this is why us connecting to this planet connects us intergalactically and universally. So we really need to understand that our very speck of sand or dust or whatever you want to call it is not separate to the greater picture. And in order to release ourselves from this fake consciousness, because I'm sorry, I don't care how much money you have, you're not important. Take it all away tomorrow. Things, it's a psychology, it's not biology. And in order for us all to really get through the crazy, and I'm telling you, most people wouldn't have lasted as long as I've lasted. They wouldn't be here. They wouldn't take you on a very small basic tour that's just made from compost and anger and all the things that people try to manipulate and destroy and no, you won't. I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna feed you to a fucking volcano. I'm gonna feed you this thing, which brings me actually to a very good point before I continue, is before you start these meditations, it's a really good idea to do the Kali stretching of your tongue, stretching of your true self, your true consciousness. This is who you are, and if people don't like it, they can go fuck themselves. And that is the golden rule to all of this, is you don't need validation from other people. You don't need validation from anything. Your validation comes from you. It comes from your results. It comes from God. It comes from the planet we serve, you know. And this is where I really, in order for you to all just let go of the crazy, and this is why food, fashion, humor, and music are so important. Like, we're in South Bank, and there's this walking jukebox. It's there for healing, and it's true. All cultures, everywhere around the world, music was such a powerful tool to just like, move the hips. Pain is how people live through it. It's not about empathy, but understanding that our selfish mindsets are not gonna get us through to the next level. And in order for you to be free, give those high pressures to the storms, you know, blow it up, the explosives. If you can't do it externally, do it internally. If you can't do it internally, do it externally. Like, okay, I'm mentally a mess, so okay, I'm gonna clean my house, you know, because I can't mentally get my shit together. Okay, so I've got my mental shit together, but my house is not together, you know. And you, so in my head, I'm just, get rid of stuff. Just give it all to the earth. Feed her. She needs you, and you need her. And this is the fundamental key for humanity to proceed, because we're not going to proceed. All we're doing is we're getting deeper and deeper and deeper into this, like, it's psychosis. You're slaves. You all go to work to pay into the system that blows everything and destroys everything. There's no smart people doing anything because they all want to do it for money. And it's like, come on, like, let's get a grip. Again, like, I'm going to go to my plant meditation. Speaking of this plant meditation, so everyone to understand the concept of compost, to understand the concept of death and rebirth, and understanding that when things die, including things in your life, because there are situations we never want to let go of, and I'm included, but you know, I'm not unique, but luckily I'm a Scorpio, and I'm just like, grenade behind me, like, fuck you. That's the way I roll, basically. And you know, like, instead of like crying about it, I just get up off my ass and I find a new game. And we are game changers. If we sit here and be like, ooh, you're not going to evolve. You're just going to die out and die back and then get taken over by something else, like a big fucking weed. So let's start this plant meditation that I developed recently. So some of the other meditations are a little bit older and will be found in my older videos, but this particular plant meditation is one of my favorites because besides the fact that I'm a little, like, catching munch, I'm fascinated with plants and how this tiny little seed sprouts, turns into a tree or into something magnificent, colours, and, you know, just how they've evolved over time. And the carnivorous plants are obviously my favourite, some little T-Rex. And yeah, and just sort of how they would not have survived had they not learnt to evolve. And if a plant can evolve, so can you. And this is the whole idea of like, get a grip on your reality. Like, plants can evolve. Hello, where are you? Again, boring species. Maybe why we destroy everything. So what I do is I find some plants that I find some YouTube videos, documentaries, whatever, on carnivorous plants and the way that they feed, and like the Venus flytrap, little sundown. And you'll find that the sound effects are really good. And like, the whole point is there are lots of things bugging you in your life. It's a fact. And the only way to digest these bugs, these people, these psychos, is literally digest them. Imagine your roots growing, you're massaging yourself out into the soil. Sorry. I love my meditations because your imagination is the most powerful, powerful thing you own. And unless we are all prepared to have an ego death, and don't get me wrong, like, I still love all the colours, the flares, but that's not who I am. It's not what I am. At the end of the day, I know my place. And it's not to impress you. It's to build shit. It's to make sure there's space for my birds, make sure there's space for everything. Still at war with my pigeons. Not quite sure where I'm going to go with this one. And maybe, I might need to use my electromagnetics. I need to do some research on birds and their beaks. So maybe some strong magnets might just do something about my pigeon problem. But this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I will try my hardest to type this up, but I've got so much shit to get on with. Again, it's up to every single person, and I suggest you go back on all my old videos. They are a training program. They are designed for people who have had their shit kicked out of them, and I can tell you, I'm one of them. I'm not unique to you. I have not been given any special privileges. I have, because I've worked my ass off, and they're given from God and the angels, and I don't see myself as this, like, at the end of the day, I came to this planet not to basically rip it off. If you want to understand true love, start looking at plants, start getting conscious about things, start understanding our place as a species is boring. You have no color, you have no flair, there's even our hair, it's just pigmentation, everyone goes grey. So please drop the bullshit, drop the diversity game, understand, again, boring as a species, and our diversity is the tiniest bit of pigmentation. That's it. You get into this world, and you get into the world of just planet systems, and then you get into the world of reptiles, and look at the world of bugs, and look at the world around you, and realize that life is not this snapshot of making money and not living and not understanding and not seeing the beauty. Rose tinted glasses, I might just have to start selling them. No, kidding. Anyway, please like, share, get the message out there. It's time to get this party started. Like this comet that's just doing some crazy shit. I bet if we all meditated on it, its tail would just be like, it's here for us, and we need to feed it with, like, the electromagnetics. Take care.